Put it in my same scheduled. So some ideas for them. Sorting my stuff out here. What I've got to show you. It's shining up. Just do a little bit of sanding while I'm waiting for people to come in. I look a bit of a mess, but please excuse that because I'm not well. I had my COVID booster. And unfortunately it's not my caffeine. And then I've had a bit of a stomach upset all night and all morning. I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to get on, but I did promise I would come on, and since I promised I would go on live last week to show you all the stuff the day after I made it, and I couldn't. I don't know why I promised it, because Saturdays is always a bad day. I never know when I'm going to get on or whether I'm not going to get on. Doing a little clean up on this. When I put the veil on, I've got fingerprints, finger marks all over it, and glue marks. So I need to get that off and get the shine back up for the resin. So what I'll do is I'll just sand off, do a rough sand, and then do go down the grades, and that will hopefully get off the fingerprints and the glue. And then I can. I need to find my rotary tool. It's gone missing, and can I find it? Is anybody joining me? Very difficult to sand this one because it's actually not level. It's got grooves in it. Right, I'm just going to start. But there's nothing worse than somebody starting to watch a live and nobody talking. So I'm going to just start and show you some of the things we were making. Now, as you remember, I did a pour on Friday last week. I've also been playing with some clay as well, and I haven't shown you the bits and bobs that I've done with that. So I'm going to show you some clay. But let's go to the resin. I've unmolded everything because you know me, I can't wait. And I'll just show you the things that I've unmolded. So first of all, I'll show you this. Now, I thought this was lovely. It's a large, well, it's a small plate. Unfortunately, when I took the edge off, it scratched the interior. So I'm going to dome it, and that should hopefully get rid of the needs dome anyway, because there's a couple of little pockets there on the top of the flowers that haven't gone in. So it needs a dome. So I'm going to dome that, and hopefully that dome will get rid of the scratch. I'll have to dome it with UV resin because I haven't got any, epoxy resin left. This is, oh dear me, I've got dropsy today. This is what I've made. We've got some dried flowers in here with some paper motif here. We've got some butterflies in here, a big orange one, little one here, little one, a medium-sized one. I think you can see them okay on that side, and then there's that side. The glitter's a bit more, shows a bit more on this side, so you've got a better look on that side, and that's because the glitter drops to the bottom. So this is actually the back of the piece, and that's the front, but you can get a better look at the back. But it's up to you which side you want to use. I mean, you might like a lot of glitter, in which case that side with just the shadows of the butterflies is quite nice. I was quite pleased with the way it turned out. It was a good mould. As I say, I took like a burnishing tool to the edges. What is it called? Deburring. Yeah, it's a deburring tool. It's a special little knife. I haven't got the knife blade in, but it has a knife blade which has a loop in it, and you run it along the edge, and it takes off the rough edges. So really, really good tool, especially for things like this. If you don't want to dome, you don't need to dome, but you just want to take the sharp edge off, it's ideal for that. I then did this deer. I didn't do its horns, but I'm going to do the horns in resin, in UV resin, and it's a gold deer. And I'm just going to do a small, well, I might do a full set of horns, but they are fragile, the horns or the antlers. So I'll see what I do. Because we've got a silver deer here, and we've got a small set of antlers for him. And we've got him there, because obviously it's the males that have the antlers. So these are two deer. So they'll be going on sale on the stall. I then made this little cat. And for some reason, he's still a little bit soft, although he will harden up. And what I did this with, I poured clear resin into the mold, and then I used inks, and I dropped a ginger ink in there, and then a white ink, then a ginger ink, then a white ink. And we've got these little, I don't know whether you can see very well, little sort of feathery stripes running through him. And it looks quite effective. And then he's got a black spot on his tail, which is actually a bit of glitter. Because as you know, glitter gets everywhere. So we're going to paint his face on, because he's got a gorgeous little face. So my daughter is going to do all, she's like, Mum, I'll do all the face painting. So she's going to paint, she's going to paint all the faces, everything I've done. So let's see what's behind here. Sorry, excuse me, I'm just seeing what's behind my keyboard. I then did this other coaster mold, which is this one here. That's the front. And we've got some little metal butterflies. We've got them in gold, rose gold, and silver. and this little spots behind it are all lavender flowers. It's a nice faceted mould around the edges, and it's come out really nice. The deburrant tool is not the best for this one, so I will more dome it. And I think it needs a dome anyway, just to take because the flowers have come slightly to the surface, so you can feel the roughness. So what we'll do is we'll just put a dome on there with UV resin again, because as I say, I've got no epoxy, and we'll see how that works. So that's that one. I want some advice on those, so we'll come back to them. I did these. Now, these are absolutely stunning. I am so pleased with these. I got, if you remember, Mr. Postman bought me some Snowflake molds, and I had 4 molds the same, so that I could make 4 of the same thing all at once. And each mold had 3 snowflakes in it. So what I decided to do was do a set of 4 of the same snowflake in pink and white, a set of 4 in just clear silver glitter, and a set of 4 in blue, white, and white, with silver glitter across all of them. And this is what happened. So this is painted the mold with a pink micro powder, then a crystal white, then a pale pink micro powder, and a crystal white micro powder. And this is what happened. And then we poured in a silver glitter resin over the top, and that's what's come out. It's much nicer than what you see on the camera. That's the wrong side of it, so it might benefit from a dome or a bit of a sand because it's a bit rough, but I think it would make a lovely coaster, a lovely hanging ornament, whatever you want to do. They are gorgeous. So that's the pink ones, and each one obviously is slightly different. No snowflakes the same, so for all the shapes the same, the colours are all, I aim to get them all the same. There is a slight variation in each of the colours. So for example, this one's got a lot more dark in the middle. So they're those. And then we have the plain silver glitter, which are these, and these are beautiful. And obviously they're all near enough the same. That's the back. So that's the front, that's the back. This one has actually lost a little bit. It snapped off. Why, I don't know. But it mustn't have had a very good connection piece here, and it just snapped off. But they are beautiful. There's the other 2. So they're gorgeous as well. And then we have these blue, and the blue, I just love the blue. So again, we did the micro powders in the mould. I painted the mould with micro powders, and I used 2 blues and a white. And I think I used the pearl white in this one. One of them was crystal white, and one of them I think was pearl white, but they were both like supposed to be a vivid white. And there's the other one. This one's got a little less blue in, more just in the centre than that one. And again, you've got this one with the blue running down the actual flakes. And then this one is blue in the centre again. And as you see, there's the back of them. So the glitter's more fallen through. So this is absolutely, they're just beautiful, and they make lovely hanging, because it doesn't matter which way around that the spin. And these ones here actually have a hole in them for hanging. But as I say, you could use them as coaster molds. They look really good. They work really well as a coaster mold. The cup fits on there just nicely. This is a big cup, and it fits on the mold just nicely, lifts it off the table. There, lifts it off the table. Not got much of the coaster mold shown on the edges, but there's just enough to realise that you've put it on something. The same with all of them. And then the pink one. over. So the work, there's lots of different things that you can do with them. You could make them all into one hanging mobile if you wanted to outside the front of the house, and to make like a little bit of a nice-ish noise banging against each other. You could always add bells to it, whatever you wanted. I'm asking as well, if anybody has any bells, would they mind sending me a couple? I only want about 6. Desperate for about 6 bells as soon as possible. As I'm making a baby mobile, I'll show you that in a second. And I thought the bells would just make a nice touch to it. I also did some more coasters or hanging objects. These ones are very thin. They've hardened up. They're not as flimsy as they were. They need a little bit more deburring. But this one it's supposed to be a coaster mold. That's the back of it, because I did silver glitter again to look like it was snowing over the top. We've got like a harebell, a bluebell here, some little butterflies at the top here, and this is a black cat. So again, this would hang up. It would make a nice hanging ornament. Again, both sides look pretty, but it's up to you which one. I will actually put a clear. I think I'm gonna because this is painted, I might put a clear resin in there just to level it off, because that's all like grooves in here. Or put some kind of varnish over the top, because we need to protect these micro powders as well. So we might do something like that. We also have this one, which is a deer. So that's what should be the wrong side of it, and that's the right side. So again, I painted the mold in the micro powders. We've got like fawns and browns here with lighter shade here, and we've got a light shade in the antlers, and then we did some snowflakes with the blues here and here, and then again the whole thing was done with the gold glitter, this one, because I thought it suited the colouring better. So that's your gold glitter and your deer. Again, we'll think of something, because that's quite matte at the minute. So what I'll do is put something over the top to make it look a more shiny, give it a shiny finish, which will either be some kind of acrylic varnish, or it may be resin. I'll see how it deals with the resin. We also did these courses. Now this was trial and error on using inks and Sinker ink. It's worked in a fashion, but it's also got a lot of blobs in it. And when I mean blobs, I mean these bits here. So all this white, these white pale pink dots aren't supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is this feathery look up here, this swirl and these feathers, and it's supposed to force the ink down into different depths. But I think it's a bit shallow, this mould, for the amount of ink that I put in. The back is just a swirl of colour. On there it looks very muddy, but it is actually very orange and very yellow with some bright pinks in there. So the camera doesn't actually do the colour justice. It shows it very browny yellow, but it is very pink. And then this is the other one. In the centre as well, there's a little paper motif that you can't see very well in the centre of this one, which is made up of parts, but you can see it in the centre of that one there. So again, we see the same with this one. We've got the swirliness on the back side, and again, the colour isn't wonderful on the screen. But then we do have this. I would be interested to see whether you think anyone would be interested in this. Because to me, it's classed as a fail in the sense that it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. Well, it did and it didn't. So we've got some of what I wanted here, but then these blotches have really spoiled the effect. So it didn't work in lots of senses. So I don't know whether, is it something that somebody would be interested in? Would you recognise that as a botch-up job? Or would you think, oh, maybe it was meant to be like that, and be interested in something? The colours are really nice. They're baby pinks and whites and like peachy oranges and yellows. They're beautiful colours. As I say, the camera doesn't do them justice. It makes them look a lot browner. I then made these in the same sort of fashion. And these have got a purpose. The next few items I'm going to show you are all for the same thing. So basically I made 3 because I was going to make 3 different colours. So I made 3, that's the yellow one. So that's going to be put to one side until I have some more epoxy resin to make the yellow stuff to go with it. Then I made this one, which is a thin one, and I don't think this one, it's worked. The colours have gone in, they've got some nice pinks with it, but I just put the single drops of ink in there because I didn't mean it to be pink, but I just kept going with the pink inks. So I used the alcohol inks. And then I did the big one. Now the big one's worked out well, and this is what I mean, the way it should have worked in the coaster. You see how we get these like feathery effects running down the outside, and you get the different these different depths of variation in colour. So what we're going to do with this is going to be a ring, and I'm going to, I don't know whether yet to just do ribbon or wire, but I'm going to have something that holds this up on a loop. And then from this, we're going to have 3 strands. And from those 3 strands, we're going to hang these. Now the faces are yet to be painted on, but we have a hippopotamus, and we're going to have 3 hippos, 3 lions, and 3 teddy bears. And this is what I want the bells for. So we've got 3 of those. I've got, well, some of them have had their faces painted and they're out the way, but there's another hippo, another lion, Teddy. They're all so cute. So then from those, I'm going to hang some silver bales that tie on. And I think I'm going to use ribbon because the ribbons will go through these bales lovely. And then from their hook on the side of the bale, I'm going to hang these little pink ornaments. These are done with UV resin. I don't know whether I like the colour. It looks lovely on the screen. It looks just the colour I want it, but it's actually quite a vivid pink. This is a baby with a hat on. The baby's bum with a big fluffy hat on. We then have some little footprints. They've come up lovely. What's on that? That's glitter again, got on the footprints. It'll come off. It's just scratching off, so it's okay. And we have another footprint. So they'll probably hang off the same one. Or I might hang them off different ones, I don't know. We've got a rocky horse, a pram, a teddy bear with a big bow, and then a rattle. And we also have a diaper pin, or a nappy pin in this country. America used to be diaper pins. This country we call them nappy pins. But I don't know where the nappy pin's gone. So that's the idea. So the idea I've got is to have 3 shades of ribbon, 3 different shades of ribbon, all in a vial. Something like this, with this ribbon, which is a thinner ribbon in a pale pink. So those ribbons, hanging from those ribbons, we're going to have those hooked in, and the ribbons are going to come behind. So they'll hang like that. And then further down, there'll be a silver ring and with a little hook on the side. And that ring will have one of these in and possibly a bell. And we'll do 3 strands at different lengths. And they're all going to hang from that. So can you envision the jellyfish? So that's the idea I have. If anybody thinks wire would be better, or if you've got any ideas, please let me know. I am open to criticism as long as it's constructive and polite and clean. Please don't use foul language or your message will be deleted. Then I also made this. This is supposed to be a coaster holder for square coasters. And I made it and I really like it. It's made with die cut paper in different shades. And around the sides I've put in die cuts. We've got butterflies, we've got baubles, we've got another butterfly, a big bow, another bauble. And it's got made with a gold glitter. Unfortunately, the size coasters that I've got don't fit in it. But then my daughter came up with a brilliant idea of using it for a business card holder. And I think it would make a brilliant business card holder. So I'm going to use that on my stall with my business cards in. So that should be really, really easy for people to pick up. Then I realised what this was for. Now, as you'll see on this coaster mold, the sides have bored out slightly. Well, to prevent that happening, you actually put the mould inside this wooden, and it would hold the mould in place so that it doesn't bow out like that. So I now know what those extra bits of wood for that I got with that mould. That's what they're for. So I've deburred this. It's got a nice smooth edge. There's the odd point wants just smoothing off. But it's got a lovely finish to it. I'm really pleased with it. So all in all, everything's come out nice. We've got a couple more things, and these are a couple of things I want advice on. This is the paw. This is brilliant. I love the paw. It's still a little bit flexible for some reason. All the black has been very flexible still. It's probably going to be a key ring. It's got a hook there for a key ring, or it would hang nice. We could put a name of an animal on here, and it could hang on a tree, whatever. They're a nice little item. I also finished the dies off and made a few more draft counters. I've also done these. Now, these are causing me a little bit of a quandary. They're light bulbs. Now, I've seen them and I've been wanting to do them for a while. And I got two shapes. I've got the standard light bulb, and then I've got like the candle long life bulb we used to get. And with this one, I'd put in some sea life. So I put in a dolphin or a whale. I think it's a whale, and I put some jellyfish in the top. You can just see the jellyfish hanging down there. There's actually 3 in the top of there in different sizes, but you can't see them too good. And then I used a blue glitter. And the glitter, I mean, a lot of the glitter's collected it, but it has maintained it throughout the mould. And it's the same with this one, although all the butterflies have dropped to the bottom because this had butterflies in, and the whole idea was that it had butterflies throughout. But the butterflies have mainly stayed in the top. But then it has these lights. Now it has these ends, which all light bulbs have, but then it has these little LED lights. Now they work fine. You press the middle and and you put them on the bottom of there, and you press down, and you get a nice light. But how do I get that to stay in there? Because if I put it inside there, there's too much negative space to push down and make it work. The lights have to go up. So there has to be some kind of pressure between the light bulb and that. You could push something through there to make it switch on and off. I'm sorry, I'll just put you back up. So you could put something through there to make it switch. But it's making that stay. I mean, it could stay in the bottom. If it stayed in the bottom, it doesn't have to be touching the bulb, but it has to be touching some kind of force behind it to make it switch on and off. So I'm not sure, and it's a bit wide for some reason. There's a big difference between where this sits and the end, and it's the same with this other one. Now I can stand this other one up on the mould. There you go, and it works wonderful. You can see the wildlife, lovely. It's brilliant. You can see the animals in there, lovely. It's nice. I quite like that one. It's quite dull on the outside, but as I say, when it lights up, it's pretty. But again, it's how to affix this to the light bulb to make it work. So if anybody's got any suggestions on that, you engineers out there who can think of a way to make that work, please let me know, because I'm baffled. Not that it takes much to make me baffled. Right, so let's move on to the clay. Oh, we've also got these gnomes. Now, I did these in UV resin, and I wasn't happy with the micro powders finish that there was. So my daughter decided she would have a go painting them, and these are what they've turned out at. Close your eyes, Cal, because you'll want these. They're gorgeous. So this one's got a big heart. She's got nice plaits with bows in. She's wearing a lovely pinafore style dress with a nice hat. And then we have Mr. Gnome here with his big beard and his blue and white hat and his dungarees, these little blue hands, these little eyes and big red nose. So what do you think of those, guys? She's done well painting them. They've come lovely. I think they need a bit of a second coat, so I'll see whether she'll do a second coat on them for me. And then they need glazing, but they're done to look good. And they're all done with Arteza acrylic paints. I love Arteza stuff. So there's nice. So let's move on to the clay. So I've been making some pendants and things. This is stuff that I did a while ago, and all I've done is added the bales. So this was done, it's a stamp, and it's just a circular stamp, and I stamped it in, cut it out into a flower, using a flower cutter, and then I've used this lovely sunflower bronze bale on the top, and we put a bronze chain on that. I will put some varnish over the front of it, some polyacrylic, where is it? Polyacrylic, yeah, protective finish, that, I'll put that on there, a couple of coats of that, and it'll just seal the micro powders in so they don't come off. So there's that. Then I also made some lovely leaves, made a lovely leaf cane, and then I decided to make these with them. And on the back is a bale that has 2 hoops on either side. So what we've done is hung a chain So we've hung the chain from either side of that there, and then I'll cover it in UV resin, which is why this one's slightly shinier. And then we've put a tie clasp on there, which I think they're lovely, these clasps. They're really nice for people who have struggle to open the crab claws, people who've got arthritic fingers and things like that. These are an ideal clasp for that. From the leftover bits and bobs, the leaves, so I made a few of those, and then I made some like earrings to go with them. I bent some of them around so that we've got some curly ones, and we kept some straight ones. I got stuck together, which is fine. They'll hang. We'll put another one hanging from there, and then I did some bits from the leftover. Just bear with me a second. My battery's running low. I need to plug it myself in. Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you. What were you talking about? The little animals? What were you talking? Oh, the gnomes were so cute. They are cute, aren't they? How are you, Colette? I've not met you before, I don't think. I'm Lise, or Lisa, but people call me Lise. So from the leftover clay of these canes, the end bits that you don't use, I made like swirly patterns, and I made this little elephant out of it that can be used as a pendant or a brooch, or even make a magnet. It's quite thin, a bit flexible. So a little bit of resin over the top of that, it would make a nice pendant. And then there's the standard circular one. But then I use some of these bales that I have, or cabochons. I've just been saying I'm not so well. I've perked up a little bit now, but I've had a tummy bug last night and this morning. I don't know whether it's all linked with my jab, because I've been off since I had my jab on Saturday, my booster jab. I've had like sniffles, and I've had soreness right down the side that the injection was had. So I've not been good, but other than that, you plod on, don't you? So then I used these cabochons, and I'm really pleased with the effects of these. They need a little bit of a sand and polish and a resin on the front. But the look's not too bad. I'm going to have to mute that, Colette. What happens is it's a business line and people leave their numbers and addresses on. So when the phone rings, I'll just mute when the person starts talking. But then I'll still show you some stuff. Sometimes they just hang up, or they leave a really long message and forget to leave. There we go. That wasn't a long message. Poor ladies just found out her son got COVID, so I was having to cancel her appointment, but never mind. This is also something I made, which is a jewellery tree. And normally I paint the lady. I've been doing like I did with the, let me find them, the coaster molds, where I paint them. And I paint the lady and paint the flowers and the tree. And they've been nice, but then my daughter, I did the bases, one of the bases, and I used this particular set. And I thought they were really, my daughter's going, you should do it like that, Mum, it's really nice. And I'm actually really pleased with the way it's turned out. The way I've positioned these petals have actually turned out really well to sort of emphasize the lady, her hair, across her chest and down into her hips, and then into the bottom of her dress, and then the little red just to highlight it. And it's turned out really well, so I'm quite pleased with that one. So that we've got a base that matches that, so we'll be putting that up on the stall. So that's some bits and bobs I've done with the clay. So we just need some finishing touches. So I'm going to be busy over the next few days just putting finishing touches on things for the fair. I think I've shown you everything that I've done. Yes. So what I want to do now is just show you what we've got as a giveaway. So Colette, all you need to do is make a comment on something that I've made, which you've already done. Just this box. This box. No, it's not this box. Yes, it is this box. So all you need to do is make a comment on what you've seen, one of the items I've made, which is you've already done. I'm going to give it till the end of the week to give people a chance to watch the replay and make comments. And then I'm going to do a giveaway for subscribers. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button to be entered into the prize draw. And I will be doing a giveaway. So what I'll be doing is giving away one of the items, or two of the items that are in this box. One of them will be a diamond painting. So we have this lovely painting of two puppies. You see that underneath a Christmas tree in a gift box. This has 37 colours. It's a round drill. 52, 46. It's a round drill, so it's obviously got all the Christmas colours. It comes ready bagged, so you don't have to kit up. I'm pleased. Thanks for subscribing. So we are giving that away, or I am giving that away. I'm also going to give away one of these. Oh, there's also this painting. So you've got a choice of painting. This one's a robin in a little hat. This one's a square drill. It has 30 colours. They are actually good paintings. The diamonds are a reasonable quality. They come ready packed. You'll have everything you need in order to do the kit, including wax, a board, squidgy, 4-placer, pointed tweezers, and a little boat. And then you have, you will either get, so you can have one of the paintings of your choice, and then on top of that, you can either have this stocking, which has got a nice candle with a bow on. It's a nice felt stocking. It's a decent size. It's got a nice strong hook on it here. It can fit a fair bit in there if you wanted to. So that's quite nice. And it's all special drills. We've got lots of rhinestones in there. So that should be nice. And obviously that comes with its own tray as well. And then the other thing is a wine bag. So you can either have the stocking or the wine bag. The choice is yours, and the giveaway will end at the end of this week. So I will do a draw, which basically I just put everybody in who's commented in a hat. And my daughter picks out the name from the hat. And we'll do that on Friday. And then this wine bag. Now, I love this bag. I just wish it wasn't Christmassy because, you know, these other times you give wine, and it would have been nice to have it as a universal bag, but we've got Santa Claus on the front, so that's really nice for Christmas. It's a nice, it's like a woven bag. It's almost like very fine Ada, but it's lovely and soft. It's got drawstrings at the top to tie to make it go around the bottleneck. Again, it's special drills, and then you've got some extra big ones for the bell at the back of the hat. And again, that will come with everything you need, although I can't find it in the tray at the minute, but it will have a tray in it. You will have stuff in order for you to complete everything you need to complete it. So that's that. So you have a choice of that, any of those, or and a painting. I will be doing it twice. So the first name out of the hat gets to choose. The second name out of the hat will get the leftovers, I'm afraid. So the first person out the hat will get to choose which painting they want and which second item they want. The second name out of the hat will get, as I say, what's left over. If you would like one of my resin items, please let me know. I will, because I will throw in something that I've made from my resin collection or my clay jewellery selection. If you're not a jewellery fan, please let me know if you win, or if there's something you particularly like in my resin, I will try and get that sent out to you as well. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. If you haven't subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. As I say, if you do subscribe before the end of Friday, you will be entered, well, before Friday, you will be entered into the draw. So if you subscribe and make a comment on any of the videos showing the resin items that I've unmolded today, so there's 3 videos. There's a resin pour video, there's a Mr. Postman video with a quick view at what I poured, and then there's today's video. So any of those 3 videos, if you make a comment on one of the items that I made, be subscribed, and then you will be entered into the draw to win one of those prizes. And as I say, I'll be giving them both away because I don't celebrate Christmas, and I'd rather they go to somebody who would be able to get some fun and some use out of them. If nobody wins, if nobody enters, although Colette, you're already entered, because you mentioned the gnomes, then I will be selling it on my stall. But as I say, Colette, you might be the only winner, although we do have Cal did mention, and I think Mandy mentioned something. So we've got 3 people entered at the minute. So anyway, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and comment on one of those 3 videos to be entered. If you've already subscribed, don't forget to comment on one of those videos to be entered. Thank you very much for being part of my crafty team. I love talking to you guys. You're so much fun to have around. Thank you, Colette, for joining me this morning. I really, really appreciate your company. Thank you to everybody else who watches on the replay. And as I remember, I'm looking for hints and ideas on those light bulbs, and also the mobile. Do you think I should use wire, or do you think the ribbon's a good idea? Let me know what you think. Constructive criticism is always welcome on this channel, as long as it's clean, polite, and respectful. Please remember to pass on a smile if you get the opportunity to. And I'll see you all next time, guys. Well, I'll see you on Friday. Thanks very much. Bye.